right, what's going on, people? This is episode 2 of the still unannounced or unnamed, I guess not unannounced, Jesus, the unnamed Street Fighter 5 podcast. Your boy Magnegro, and along with me for this ride is 4H Tim. Say what's up to the awesome people.
Hello, awesome people of the interwebs.
So, how you been, man? It's been a week since we did this. How's everything been with you?
Everything's been all right. Everything's okay. Streaming is going well, I think. Been playing some Street Fighter.
I got to mute my phone. That's my bad. Should have came out.
Turn your phone off.
I already did. All right, you being real reckless right now.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But should have come out to the local this past week. You know what I'm saying? That would have been nice to see this weekend, but it's all good.
Amen. Maybe next time.
All right. Well, yeah, we're here for I guess what we'll probably talk about this week is we had Evo Japan this weekend, and one of the most prestigious events, and another one of the gut checks, the tournaments that people come out to see how everything is shaping out. And man, what a weekend for some Street Fighter 5, bro.
Yeah.
I think I don't think anybody could have predicted the top 8 to be what it was, to be honest.
Top 8, maybe even top 16.
Yeah.
It's definitely there's some usual suspects, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just some faces we haven't seen in a long time, or just some brand new faces in general, right?
Yeah. You wanna start with well, I guess first let's talk about just the event in general. So neither of us went, but from what I heard on Twitter, it seemed like this year went pretty well for as far as the organization. I know in the past a lot of people have had issues with how Evo Japan's been held, but this year seemed to go over pretty well. As far as, I mean, did you see anything else on Twitter outside of that?
No, I didn't see anything on Twitter, and also I didn't see anything I thought the production was good. I know watching some other games, I think I was watching Tekken 7. They had there was some long wait times because they're just going way too fast in the bracket. But other than that, I think everything ran fine as a spectator viewing on Twitch.
I think the only thing that threw me off for some of the other games was there were big gaps in between some of the things. So there was a set of pools, and then maybe there was another hour break in between the stream, and I was like, well, that's kind of odd. I can't think back to Evo, because I mean, I guess I've been going to Evo for the past few years, so I can't remember what it is from a stream experience of if there's big gaps on the US Evo stream, because I felt like every time there was, after pools you might have 15 minutes or whatever, and then next thing's up on stream, but there was an hour gap between some stuff on stream, or 2-hour gap almost, and I'm like, that's kind of odd.
I just think things are just running that fast for some of those games, and they were just so I guess on that part it was just all right, we just got this 2-hour gap. So I think next time they'll probably find a way to balance everything out. But other than that, I thought it was fine. Yeah. I thought so one of my favorite commercials they played was the Nissan One Piece ad. I thought that was pretty sick. Yeah, I thought it was pretty sick.
Well, Evo Japan always has good ads. Every year, I feel but I guess that's just Japan in general. They just have really kind of quirky ads, and that's just kind of the culture out there. So I guess we'll go ahead and talk about top 8 of Street Fighter 5. So taking let's start from the bottom. So tied for 7th, you had Machabo with Nikali. You had Trashbox with Birdie and Ed, which we didn't get to see as Ed on stream, but it did do some work apparently, which we'll talk about in a little bit. We had DNG, Itabashi Zangief at 5th with Abigail and a little bit of Zangief. Infiltration at 5th place as well with Jiri, Manat, and Colleen. The sole North American player in top 8, Knuckle Dude at 4th with G, Armika, Cammy, and Guile. We had Sako at 3rd with Manat and Kage, Mago 2nd with Cammy and Karen, and first place DNG Nauman with Sakura. Who would have ever thought in the year 2020 Sakura, of all characters, would win Evo?
Nah, man, Sakura has always been good.
Ever since season one, man, I always knew Sakura was great. You know what I'm saying? Such a strong character. I don't know why she
Top,
was slept on. You know,
underrated, top 5.
top five, bottom five. You know, top. I saw it as soon as I saw the trailer. I knew she was gonna be top tier.
Alex Myers was wrong.
Man, what a statement to make for the beginning of the season to see a character like that win a major tournament with over 1,500 people. Like, it's kind of crazy.
It was wild.
Yeah, I don't have. Oh, do we have his? I was trying to think of his bracket path who he had to play, but he had some really good matches.
So his first game was against Sako. And
Mhm.
so, like, at least in top 8, right? I'm starting from top 8.
Yeah.
Everything else I can't really remember. So top 8, right? So Sako was not 2 games. Sako was like game point. He brought it all the way back and won 3-2 against his Manat.
And I don't know much about that matchup, but I did see, I think in one of the chats I was in, there was a Sakura player saying he thought that Sakura always did well against Manat, which to me doesn't make sense because, I mean, I guess in a sense I get it because Sakura does have pretty good jump ins and she's got decent mobility. She can try and throw a charge fireball, dash behind it, or V skill. So I guess in a sense I could see that, but I'm still thinking of how does she get in, but I don't know, man. Like, Alman made it work. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he did the thing. It was crazy, man. And the only time he really looked like he was kind of in control, I felt like, well, for sure in grand finals, it was looking a little bit like, man, Mago looks like he is defeated right now. You know what I mean? Like, he just. But okay, so another big thing to me was Mago definitely. Did it seem like his Karen was a little rusty, or was it just me?
It looked a little rusty, but I also am feeling like, man, maybe he's feeling some of these nerfs. But then again, right, his Cammy was putting in work the whole
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, but no, his Karen, I'm pretty sure he's been playing more Cammy than Karen. Because it's like, well, Cammy's the better blonde, right? So
I don't
let's
know. I
go
feel
with
like they're
that.
probably around the same, but I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
man.
It was but there was, you could see he was missing some single hit confirms. There was a time where he definitely got the wrong thing. Like, he tried to I want to say the final round of the tournament. Nama jumped at him and it looked like he accidentally got heavy punch for Senha instead of EX.
Yeah.
So there was some weird like execution error stuff going on, but it could be, you know, like you said, I mean, it could have been that his Cammy's more sharp because maybe he's playing more Cammy. Um, and there's also a thing where you start to think whether people let the patch notes get to them mentally, where it's like, okay, well, they know their character got nerfed, so they don't feel nearly as comfortable as, even though the changes may not be that drastic, but you just don't play the same way because like you're mentally thinking about, oh well, this got nerfed, so I got to be more careful with this. So it kind of takes some players out their comfort zone.
You're saying this, and you might hit the nail on the head on this one.
Yeah, I even
Uh,
watched I watched the Knuckle Dude versus Taquito match that was off stream, and Taquito even looked like he was off a step against like dude. Like, it was a wash. Like, dude beat him 4 rounds straight. Like, it was pretty bad. So, but and also we'll see with in the case of Taquito, he's been playing a lot of Urian. So I don't know if he was just off a little bit, but like it was a pretty convincing game. So I was like, man, is he feeling the nerves too, or is it just, again, could just be, it could be the nerves, could just be he's out of out of practice with the character.
yeah.
Could
I
be
mean,
anything.
you're also right on that, but also do so players like do an infiltration and Momochi, right?
Mm-hmm.
They play like a slew of characters. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, yeah. What character did he play? Did he play G?
He picked G.
Yeah. So I mean, besides Kubo, I can't think of any other like Japanese G up there, right? That he could have been like
Storm
at least
Kubo,
get
that's
practice.
it. But I don't know how much
Yeah,
Storm Kubo has been playing him since season 5 started.
this is also true. But I mean, I don't know. Dude's G was looking good this weekend. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's the heat check.
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
better to find out what your flaws are now than to go into the first part of the season not playing well and then having to make these deep runs at the end of the season, to try and collect points. So
yeah, and like Takedo's normally one of those players who does really well in the early part of the season anyway.
mm-hmm.
So we'll
And
see.
then he kind of goes into, I wouldn't say he necessarily goes into chill mode, but he stops going to as many events towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
So
okay. Anything else that stuck out as far as top 8 for you other than, so I guess the first thing that jumps out to me is bro, where were the Rashids? Like
where's Rashi's? Where
you
was
had,
Storm Kubo?
yeah,
Where was he's
where
my
was
pick.
Daigo? Where was so there's so many stories about how this just didn't go the way that you expected. Everybody probably thought, oh, top 8, yeah, Taquito's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Taquito was out at 17th, I think. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
17th. Yeah, so and we didn't
Kenpy.
even. Oh, Kenpy, yeah, that's the Ken, right?
Yeah, they can. He's out at 49th along with Daigo.
Yeah,
Like,
Daigo 49th. He showed up, didn't even play Kage. That was, I think I think he set the expectation that, hey, look, you guys see me streaming Kage, but I'm probably not going to play him in tournament. But he didn't even try it. I think he just only played Guile the entire time.
yeah.
And
I think the Kage is just not ready. I think he's not confident with the Kage just yet. I think the Kage is coming out this season.
you think so?
Like, yeah, I think the Kage he's a playable character now.
Yeah. So he is a bit overhyped, but he's definitely strongly improved from how he was last season for sure. The other thing, I guess, is the who wasn't there. I guess so. Some of the people who weren't in attendance, you had Punk, which, I mean, you would have thought Punk would have wanted to go, right? But he didn't go. He did go last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he went last year.
He went last year, didn't go this year. No Bonchan,
No,
for whatever
I mean
reason.
he's Dad Chan now, so I'm pretty sure he wants to spend some time.
I guess, yeah.
So
None of the birds didn't show up. No Angry Bird, no Big Bird.
nope.
I don't know. I guess maybe some people are just kind of like, I'm just gonna chill. But I guess they do have a pretty big event coming up in Kuwait. I want to say in February. So maybe,
yeah, that's right.
and there is going to be a lot of international players at that. So maybe they're just like, rather than trying to put all the effort into going to this, they'll just wait and get their practice there. I'm trying to think any other notable names. I mean, not a lot of people from America went.
No, I saw like Shine was there. I think
Mhm.
Shine would be in Japan until like March, right?
He was in
That's what he
Korea. I
said.
don't know if he's still in Korea now, but
I think I think he says he'll be there until like March. I may be wrong though. But yeah, Shine was there. I saw Gentleman Thief. What are Western players? Mr. Crimson, who got 9th.
oh yeah, another. You continue with that. We'll go with it.
Yeah, Gunfight, who also got 9th. Well, I mean, Gunfight was in Japan, so I guess yeah. Trying to think of any other names. Did Joey go over there this year?
He did. Yeah, he got 65th.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I see it now. Yeah, Sandbag. Oh wow, Sandbag was there. CCL was there as well. Wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the names I think of so far, and I see that stood out to me.
I guess we could go into a few other players. So Trashbox getting so since both of us played Birdie, I guess let's talk about that. So Trashbox got 7th, right? He tied 7th, and then Crusher got 13th. Right about that, 13th or 9th. So
Yeah,
one of the most nerfed characters this season that everybody was like rating super low ends up being 2 of them in top 16, 1 in top 8. I guess technically, one top 16, 1 top 8. You think Birdie's still alive this season?
let me look at this. Where is he at? Let's say Gachikun.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where was it? All right, Gachikun got 13th. So there's a Twitter video out there with Trashbox playing Gachikun. Trashbox use Ed.
Okay.
You need a second character with Birdie, I think. I think.
Maybe for some matchups, but I think you could still make him work Are some matchups going to be harder than they were previously? Yeah, but I think you could still make them work. But for sure, having a secondary does not hurt you at all. And
No,
and I got a little bit of background from Slim on the Ed from Princess Slim on the Ed Rashid matchup. And so she was saying that she thought that it's probably she felt like it was Rashid's favor slightly last season, but maybe it's either closer to even or maybe Ed wins this season. Just one of the reasons is stand heavy kick kind of controls mid range pretty well. Rashid doesn't have a good punish for it. The fireball is also pretty good. It's got 2-button anti-air, 3-button, basically a 1-button EX invincible reversal. So it's easy to get through a lot of his stuff. Yeah, apparently. I mean, I didn't know because I was watching it and I'm like, I can't tell if Gachikun just doesn't know the matchup or if this is just, he's just really being reserved because he's like, man, I can't really do a whole lot. And then Sand Heavy Punch is pretty good to get out the corner. Hard for him to stop it. Yeah, apparently that's not a super clean matchup for Rashid. So
this is like the third Ed I've seen from Asia so far. Where it's like, okay, this person's picking Ed.
Oh yeah, and then Trashbox did beat John Takuchi too.
Yeah, that's right. He beat both Rashids.
Yeah, he was the savior to keep the Rashids out of top 8.
Yep, and they all went back home to play Final Fantasy V.
Oh, yeah, so, he did go stream. Bro, that's the craziest part, man. Think about how that was. My man Daigo got eliminated, went back home, and cut the stream on. He was like, bro, it's time to get the CPM. I'm out, but time to get this bread. You feel me?
Hey, man.
That's a real hustler. You feel me?
Hey, man. We gotta make sure we give Daigo an honorary durag this year.
That was one of my things that I always wanted to do. I said I was going to do this at Combo Breaker. I was like, yo, I'm going to bring a durag, and the whole purpose of my weekend is to get pictures with Japanese players wearing a durag. I gotta do it. Okay, I gotta.
I'm saying we got find like some wholesale or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just get like a big box of durags.
Okay.
Saying maybe get them some sport and waves and just hand them with the durags.
And then make sure we take pictures with everybody with durags. I'm trying to see Maga with the durag. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see Ryusei with the durag. Look, I'm telling you, it's gonna be the best thing. He seemed like a cool dude too, so he might be with it.
Yo, I want to give Kendevu a durag. Ever since I saw him eating Popeyes, you know what I'm saying? Even though he had nothing to drink with the biscuits, I gotta give him a durag for it.
Somebody did him dirty on that. He couldn't have done that himself. He couldn't have just willingly went and was like, yo, I'm gonna get Popeyes, no drink, but I'm gonna get the biscuit.
Like, come on, fam. Like, come on. You need something to drink.
So I guess the other stuff that took place during the tournament that was kind of notable. Infiltration's back. Top 8.
Question mark.
He was looking pretty sharp, man.
Yeah, like okay, so so winners top 8, he had to play against Mago, right? Mm-hmm. Man, he was looking kind of. I mean, granted, right? The jury, I don't know, fam.
He's good. I think his jury's still good. You don't think so?
It's good, but
didn't he eliminate Dude with jury? No, because Dude got. Hold on, I might be.
Dude got fourth.
Oh, he got.
Infiltration went 0-2 in top 8.
Okay, hold on. Let me go pull that back up because that's where I messed up at.
Yeah. Okay. Dude got fourth.
Oh yeah. So I see it. So Knuckle Dude eliminated. Yeah. Okay. So Mago beat Infiltration. Yeah. And then Knuckle Dude. It was maybe in top 16 where I was seeing he was looking super sharp then. He beat Machabo 2-1. But that was a close one, I want to say.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay.
But I mean, the Colleen, I thought the Colleen pick because Mago's playing Camry. So I thought the Colleen pick was solid, but it was just, I don't know, man. It still was just, maybe you have too many characters.
No, I think he's, if anybody's capable of doing it, I think he is, because he's really good at honing in on, okay, well, I'm only going to play this character against this matchup. And then once he figures that out, he hones in on like all the little intricate like things in the matchup. and he's good about like really optimizing it. So I think he's probably got the. If anybody could do it, he could do it. I think.
But speaking of optimizations, can I talk about Sako's not V Trigger 2? Even though that V Trigger still sucks.
See, that's where you're wrong, man. He showed it was good.
It's alright. You know what I'm saying? It's a 2-bar V Trigger.
V Trigger 2
he definitely optimized it more than Infiltration.
Yeah. Well, it could have just been the matchup too, because I think V Trigger 2 against Abigail, that might be one of the worst matchups in the game. Like, did you see how my man Sako was like cooking with it?
Yeah, with the Soul Spire or the
yeah. With we got with V Skill 2. V Trigger 2 with V Skill 2. It was too good. He was just making Itabashi block for like 5 or 10 seconds, bro. I was just like, what is this? That's pretty crazy. I was thinking that V Skill 2 was trash. Just the V Skill, because I'm like, what do you really use it for? But then when I saw that, I was like, okay, now it makes sense now. Okay. Yeah, Infiltration, he might be back, man. He might be back. I think it'll be a pretty good year for him if he keeps playing like this. I mean, obviously he did get washed in top 8, but he's only going to come back stronger.
I want to see him bring his Ed back.
He did play Ed at Red Bull Kumite LCQ, right?
Yeah, I liked his Ed. It was like it reminded me of like season 1 Nash.
He likes to pick those characters with mobility, right? That have like, he likes to play hit and run characters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ed kind of feels that. Jury's really hit and run too. He even played Monot like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he would go for his offense and then he would just kind of chill and then go back and harass. So
yeah.
And even Poison, I know he was playing a little bit of Poison. He didn't pick Poison this time, but I know he had been playing a little bit of Poison in the off season. Even that character kind of fits that play style, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him bring Poison out in tournament.
Yeah, amen. Like you said, he checked for him. He was cooking, but the dish wasn't right, you know. So
stove wasn't hot enough.
Stove wasn't hot enough, you know what I'm saying? Got a little more ingredients in there, you know. Maybe a little bit more of the salt, a little more of the pepper, you know what I'm saying? Maybe throw a bay leaf in there, you know.
Oh, not the bay leaf.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta make sure to scoop that out when you're done.
Yeah. That's probably what happened. You didn't take out the bay leaf. So. We were eating something like a giant leaf in my meal. But yeah, man, I want to see more of his Ed. I think his Ed was very impressive.
Who else did we have? We had Momochi bringing out Poison, which that was a surprise too, but it definitely don't look like it's ready, you know. And I guess because you go to Momochi's stream, half the time he's not even playing Street Fighter. It's like he's playing Smash or some other random game, right? But when does he even practice?
I'm pretty sure the tech is after he streams those other games, he's turning on Street Fighter for a bit, and he's like actually practicing. You know,
that could be it because he's got to be playing at some point. You know,
yeah, he won't be doing as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, he still did pretty well. I think he got 49th, I want to say. Or maybe, no, it was higher than that. But whatever.
Yeah, he got 25th. He got 25th. Okay. And then right behind him was Johnny. Yeah. Also tied with him. Fujimura was 33rd. And Hatani.
I don't even think Fujimura... Well, so the other thing is we didn't get to see a lot of the top players on stream until maybe the end of day 2 almost. Because Street Fighter, for the most part, it didn't have they didn't have a dedicated Street Fighter 5 only stream with Evo. Normally, because of CPT, you would always have a whole stream dedicated to Evo. Or not the Evo, the Street Fighter 5. So you would see way more matches, but there was definitely way less matches on stream. So you missed a lot of good matches. You just didn't see as many I guess the high level match. I don't want to say that's kind of condescending, I guess, but what I'm trying to say.
You didn't see enough of the big names.
There you go. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Momochi's Poison. So the first time I saw him on stream was against Ryusei. It was a wash, bro. It was like it looked like he made Momochi look like he hadn't played Poison but for 2 days. He just didn't anti-air any knee drops. he would anti-air, but then like Ryusei jumped at him in the corner, he anti-aired him, but he didn't cartwheel to put Ryusei in the corner. Just little stuff, man. It's just like he just didn't look like. Now he looked a lot better against Knuckle Dude, but even against Knuckle Dude, he still didn't look very clean. When you see Momoshi play a character, he always has like these very like neutral, like super hyper focused, like reaction based things with all the characters he plays, and it just didn't look like he was there with Poison. So I don't know. I don't know how long he's been playing Poison, but if he keeps up with it, like he's gonna get gross with the character. It's just how he is. He's just really good at like taking a character with good neutral and then just like making it look even better than what it is.
Yeah, we saw him do that with characters like what, Colleen, Zeku.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Ken, even Ken, like he definitely has like a super clean approach on Ken. Other notable thing, Nemo, Gil only getting 9th place.
Yeah. And, you know what, Mr. Crimson.
Oh yeah, so another tournament with Sim getting super far. Character that is regarded as one of the worst in the game. What do you really say at that point, right? Do we really think he's that bad?
Nah.
Sim sucks. Sim sucks. But
see you downplaying.
Never, man. The character's bad, but Crimson made it work, man. Yeah, he even had a good shot against Sako, but there was a few bad looks here and there. It just wasn't his day. But yeah, man, it's crazy to see him do. But Crimson's always done well with Sim, and like throughout the entirety of the game, outside of maybe the beginning of season 1, everybody's thought Sim wasn't great, or I guess not everybody. There's people who actually thought Sim was super strong last season. So
yeah, but too bad. Too bad we didn't see a bunch of subs, right? That's just a good thing.
But I think this and we can kind of use this to transition into the next part. So if you look at the characters, man, there was so much character diversity throughout the entire like top 64. Like not even let's even condense it. Let's say even within top 16, you don't have a ton of just repeat characters. We don't have 6 Rashids, 4 Karens, stuff like that. Whereas last season, I felt like you would have seen at least in like a top 16, there was at least 4 Rashids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you think that the results from Evo Japan are going to be indicative of what we'll see for the rest of the year?
It's still early. Like we're only a month of some change in. And I still don't think like the tiers is like fleshed out just yet. It's definitely started to make me rethink on the whole Rashid being one of the like the top in the game. We've barely seen any Rashids.
I think
where are the Rashids?
I think he's still like a cut above a lot of characters, but the thing is, he's not as far. Like we talked about it last week. I feel like the difference between your, let's not say S, but like your A+ tier and then your A tier is way closer now. And like there's some characters in A tier who can compete with a A+ character now. Whereas like last season, Rashid might have been S, and then you had characters in A+, and maybe your A+ might beat him, but there was only like maybe 4 characters in A+, whereas now he's an A+, not S, and then there's more characters in A that can like actually fight the character. I think that's what it's going to be, and there's probably going to be a lot more counterpicking this season. And it goes back to, you're saying you feel like Birdie needs a secondary. A lot of characters I think are going to need secondaries. I don't think you're going to be able to, if you're like a high level player going into CPT getting top 8s, you need multiple characters, I think, this season. Okay.
Anyway, segueing into our next topic, right? Dogura's updated tier list.
Coming off the heels of Evo Japan.
And boy oh boy, I'm looking at this list right now.
What you think?
There's got some head scratching on here.
Some head scratching.
I'm scratching my head. Yes, Alex. I so I guess right. So I guess we start from the top, right? So S tier he has Abigail, Chun-Li, Guile, Colleen, M Bison, Rashid, and Urian. A tier he
Okay.
has Cammy, Ed, G, Akuma, Zangief, Ibuki, Manat, Nakali, Laura, Poison, and Sakura. B tier he has Cody, Jiri, Blanca, Balrog, Birdie, Vega, Karen, Sagat, Ryu, Lucia, Gil, Zeku, Ken, Nash, Armika, Kage, Fang, and Sim for B
Mm-hmm.
tier. Then for C tier, he has Alex.
He also has a D tier, but those are characters he doesn't know. He doesn't know about yet, so he just puts them in D
Okay.
tier. Honda and Falk.
All right, so I'm not gonna flame him for that. All right, he doesn't know about those two, so I'm gonna leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think his Kage is way too low. I think Kage definitely belongs in A tier. I think Kage belongs in A tier. I think Zeku also belongs in A tier. I think Zeku is still top 10. He didn't get changed that much. Like there was nothing like there was like that like with Zeku that's like, oh my god, this makes him bad. Like Zeku is still good. I think
Yeah.
Zeku is definitely top 10 still. The surprise is Ed being A tier as well. I guess he has Ed in his top 10. So that one's a surprise for me.
Okay, never mind. I was thinking of like I kind of had a theory as to why he may have Ed that high, but so I think I remember somebody telling me that Ed did good against Abigail, and then Ed also apparently does well against Rashid. Maybe he's that high up because he's a counterpick to certain top tier characters. I don't know how he does against the rest of the characters in S tier, so I wouldn't imagine he does good against Urian. I don't know about Bison, Colleen, but anyway, maybe that could be potentially why Ed is in A tier because maybe he fights. Because that's why like Birdie was in a similar position in most people's tier list last season because he did pretty well against the high tier characters. So like even if he wasn't top 5, he definitely could like touch a lot of the characters that high up. You know?
Yeah. I'm surprised he has Birdie as kind of low as he does. I mean, it was still early in the season, so I guess I'll let it slide for now. I think Birdie is still really good, even
Uh,
if
yeah,
he has a script and its data
nah, he's fine,
can't
man.
hit cross up.
He's fine.
Can't hit cross up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I see
Can't hit
anything.
cross up.
I
Can't
don't
hit
see
cross up.
anything that blatantly sticks out to me outside of I think he may be the first person. No, I can't remember all these tier lists, but I want to say he has G a little bit lower than most people on their tier list, and then he's got Abigail fairly high, and I don't think we've seen enough representation to say that that character's that good. And the same goes with Chun-Li. I don't think we've seen
Guile,
enough.
even Guile, even
Yeah,
Colleen. Bison, there's representation of
well,
Bison.
last season, but like as far as this season,
Oh yeah, this
who
season.
really been? But again, it's still like you're saying, it's still early. But like I just don't see anybody, you know. But I guess once the season like fleshes out a bit, then we can look at these and then be like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe they were a little bit too high, you know.
Yeah, I mean the only channel I can actually think of and seen, putting in work is Fujimura, and like that goes back to like last weekend's, or not last week, I guess 2 weeks ago at this point, the Korean tournaments they had. So,
Yeah,
and I think he got 49th at Evo Japan.
I
So
forgot who he lost to now, but yeah, either way, he it definitely wasn't the Fujimura that you expected with like last season. You see Fujimura, you assume he's going to be top 8, top 16.
yeah.
Yeah. Outside of that, I think the only other character that kind of surprised me where they had him was Cammy.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that character was kind of I would have had Cammy in B tier just because I just don't see how she's that strong. She's good, but she still kind of does the same thing in a game where I felt like more characters were more explosive and had way higher comeback potential. So I don't know. I guess that's the only other one. Like Kage, I can see and I guess the characters in the order that they're in, it doesn't really matter. I guess I don't think he was doing it that way, but
yeah,
yeah, Kage being B tier, I can see. I think Kage is overhyped a bit.
he's he may be overhyped, but I still think
He's improved totally.
I still think he's in that upper tier. I think maybe not. I think that's Buki's in a good spot as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, Boogie A tier. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Anything else you got on the tier list?
Um, Mika's kind of low. But other than that, I guess that's fine
Okay.
for the most part. We need to see more Hondas.
Hey, Honda stock is on the rise, man. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few Hondas making some upsets this year.
Oh boy,
He's gonna catch some people off guard. And even looking at the series, thinking about it, he has Alex in C tier. There was an Alex that got 9th place.
well, look, Gunfight only plays Alex.
Yeah,
He's been playing that one character for like 5 years now.
but that shows you, man. Like if you stick with the character that long,
you flesh
and,
it out, I guess.
Yeah, and the meta's changing, characters got nerfed, matchups have changed. You really see when you start taking some of these characters who are like ridiculously strong and start bringing them down to other characters levels. You can kind of see when, and then you bust on the other characters. You can kind of see people actually starting to do work. Ed would have never been in a top 16. Last season.
Yeah.
And here we are. Trashbox picks Ed against 2 Rashids and wins. So I guess we can move into the last part of this. So we're gonna just touch on CPT 2020. We don't have a whole lot of details yet, but I guess the thing we could talk about is what are you looking forward to with CPT 2020 this year?
So this year, I guess they've changed it, right? There's an overhaul. They're doing away with the regional system, which I think is kind of whack, but whatever. But there's 2 parts to it, and then they have like the war warrior, I guess what's it called. So I think that's the one I'm more interested in about, because I want to see what they're gonna do with that. I wonder if they're gonna branch out to different countries or in continents, maybe. I think an area I want to see them go to that I've been like kind of keeping my eye on, like seeing some like little things here and there. Maybe have like an event in Africa, be part of the event, like the War Warrior event or whatever they have for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be kind of cool, like somewhere in South Africa or Ivory Coast. Because I think Gachikun went to a tournament there last year. I think Gachikun went there, and then I saw Hurricane go to an event over there at some point last year as well.
Of it, I believe, right?
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I want to see them branch out, do some other things like that with it.
Yeah, I think what I'm probably the most interested in is how World Warrior is going to work out, because the way I envision it is it's either going to be, so for context, Second World Tour has dojo events where like smaller local tournaments can apply to be a dojo event, and people can go there, so they can go to their locals and get points for Tekken World Tour. Now, I'm not completely sure, like if there actually, I think there is a cap. You can't, they take your 3 best events or something from the dojo stuff, so you can't just go to dojo and just rack up points every single time, but they just take your 3 best placings. So, but stuff like that kind of incentivizes people to go out to other tournaments, because they're like, oh well, if I can get some points here for a CPT, then yeah, I might as well show up. You know what I'm saying? And you get some people who may not have even tried to go somewhere. They might show up just for like, hey, I get my name on the leaderboard because I got some points. So yeah. So I think that's probably one of the things that I'm looking forward to the most. And the structure change seems super interesting this year. The fact that it's split into 2 seasons. They didn't mention with the World Warrior stuff. Now they didn't mention if CPT Online is coming back. So, but we don't know if that's part of it. If they're getting rid of it altogether, because CPT Online has always been a this gray area in Capcom Pro Tour. You got people who enter it and it's not always the best experience. People feel like it's too many points for the ease of how you can enter it, how many variables there are. It's just never been nobody ever goes into CPT online and feels good about what happens. At least from the way I see it. There's always salt every time there's a CPT online. You can guarantee it.
What was that one year that Flash made it? Was it 2018 where Flash won like the West Coast one and he was automatically in top 8 for like NA regional finals?
Yeah. Yeah, that was 2018.
Yeah, but you didn't see Flash really go to any other. So I can understand. I can probably understand why. I think online is definitely needed though. But man, that netcode has to be fixed.
That's a whole other
that's a whole other beast.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think you can get rid of online because like you don't get that one player who's like just flying underneath the radar or we've never heard of and they end up winning the whole thing. I want to see stuff like that. So
I'm not gonna lie, man. Last year's CPT East was super fun to watch, only because the salt that was going on. So Burkish got top 8, and then Burkish actually got into the winners finals. But everybody who played Burkish complained about his connection, and it was the craziest thing to see Burkish get that far into the tournament. So he beat Idom in pools. And then
I remember he also beat Neon, right?
He beat Neon, and then he beat who was it in winners finals he beat? God, I'm trying to remember. It was somebody else. Like it had to be Brian or I can't remember. Maybe it was Brian. Either way, he gets to grand finals to the run back with Idom and loses 6-0. It hurt me to watch. Because I was just like, man, he is just literally taking the wind out of this man's sails. Like, he was sitting in his house like, yeah, I'm in grand finals winner side. Let's go. And Lord, things just happened. And man, was
like, man, maybe if the mod was like there, and if he was playing on PC, maybe that would have helped him out. Clutch it out, right? And then he'd been like that year's like Flash, right? Not going to a single event, and it's at the end of the year too, right? So it's like everybody who needs points is definitely there on the East trying to get that spot. Burkish ends up taking it.
Okay.
But it didn't happen that way. Idom did Idom things and he won.
So yeah, outside of that, the only other thing that's I guess we'll go into this once more details kind of come out about CPT, but the only other big changes this year is they have 40 players, and so instead of the 32, because what it was last season was there was 32 players. One was the champion from last year. You had 4. Am I right about? Let me think about this. You had 4 people from regional finals, and then you had LCQ, right? And then that means there were 6 people, and then 26 people from the top 26 on the leaderboard made it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this year you've got 16 people from the CPT ranking leaderboard. They take 8 from the first half, 8 from the other half. You got 22 people from the World Challenge, which nobody knows about that yet. You have the Capcom Cup winner, and you have the last LCQ spot. So there's going to be a lot of, to me, it seems like, and even if you look at the schedule this year, being one, to cut down the amount of events, so that's a big thing. But It seems like there's going to be more ways to qualify this year compared to last year. So I hope what that ends up being is you see some people who may not be, because one of the big issues with Capcom Pro Tour in general, if you're not one of the guys who's just out there sponsored, just going to 7-8 events a year, 8-10 events, it's hard to qualify. Like you just can't, like you can do good at one tournament, or like in order to qualify, if you're like that dude that goes to, like, if you're like me and go to like 4 events a year or something like that, you got to get top 8 or win. You got to win one of them for sure. And you got to get top 8 the rest
You
of the
just gotta
time.
win a premiere. Like
Yeah, you gotta.
definitely
Well, yeah, you gotta win a premiere or a super premiere. When they had those, you had to win one of those, or you know, you just weren't making it. You know.
Yeah. Also, on the list of like tournaments, Evo wasn't on there on the list as well. But I'm thinking Olympics is during that time.
Well, the rumor that, or I guess what people were theorizing was, they don't have Evo on there because they don't want to reveal the Evo date ahead of time. So that's why I wasn't on there. But so Evo
I thought the
reveal
date's
was,
already been revealed.
huh?
I thought the date has already been revealed. Or no?
Has it?
I don't know.
Maybe it is. I can't remember.
Probably.
That was what people were theorizing.
Well, I mean, this is about the time for the Evo show.
Yeah,
anyway,
actually,
right?
next week on the 4th, it's they're gonna go over the list of games and everything. So yeah, we'll see. Do you think that? Oh, go ahead.
Huh? I was saying in VCI maybe.
That's not gonna happen.
I
was gonna say if Evo happens to not be a part of Capcom Pro Tour, do you think that's gonna hurt attendance?
I don't think so. Yeah, it probably would because there were a lot of points on the line for Evo. So yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna hurt it that bad, but you know, people still want to go to Evo, right? Because it's like
it's still like the biggest event of the year, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like
the biggest event of the year, and it's like that, like the tournament, like that stature, like you have to like play all these matches, like all these grueling matches to make top 8. So I think people just like the fact that like, oh yeah, I won Evo. Look what I accomplished, right?
Yeah, it's still the most prestigious event. Yeah, I think if anything, it would hurt. It might hurt some attendance, but it's still probably going to be Evo. Still probably going to be part of all the other world tours, so it's probably still going to be MK. You know,
Yeah,
Soul Calibur. You know, whatever Arc
oh yeah, that's
doing.
right.
And so it's still there's still gonna be a lot of people going regardless. You might, like I said, you might see a little bit of a drop in Street Fighter 5, but it's still probably gonna be
I mean, they had good numbers last year.
Yeah,
well, I mean, Tekken had good numbers this last year too.
Yeah,
but you know,
so I guess as far as events that weren't there previously that are, you got Texas Showdown as a premiere, which is pretty crazy to me. The exclusion
about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's definitely I'm definitely going to that this year. Texas Showdown was a super well run event last year. Definitely plan on making it back again. The exclusion of final round. Rip final round.
I gotta say rip because they definitely got the Soul Calibur joint. I want to say they got the SNK as well. So
is it part? I haven't heard that. I didn't know that.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I know it's part of.
I actually might be wrong.
I know it's part of the Power for the Grid or Battle for the Grid thing or whatever. It's part of their Pro Tour.
Yeah, but the Soul Calibur Tour is a part of Final Round. So, or Final Round's a part of it. So, was there a Big E event this year?
Yeah, April Annihilation's on there, and that's a ranking event. So that'll be one. Yeah. Russell's Challenge is the kickoff for the premiere. That's the first term. Actually, that's the first term of the year.
Yeah, the same week as Final Round.
Yep. So,
and during that weekend of all that is the first qualifiers for the Olympic qualifiers.
And we have no idea about the structure of it or anything. A little bit over 2 months away now.
So I'm guessing they're going to use the tournament mode Street Fighter 5 to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Which boy oh boy. They got to tweak some things on there, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. They got to tweak some things on that. I don't know. They look, man, we're all in the dark. There's not enough information about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. For the rest of I guess I'll touch on a few other tournaments that we already know. The Combo Breakers there, CEOs there, Game Over's on there again. So Dominican Republic's got another premiere event. It's always
that's actually the finals. That's actually for the first half of the finals.
Oh, well. Okay, yeah.
No Northwest majors.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not even a ranking event anymore. Anyway.
Yeah, but so instead of that, oh my god, I forgot the name of that tournament. It's in Canada that's taking its place. Oh man,
Not Canada Cup, but
no, not Canada Cup. No, that's actually not even on the list either.
Toryuken?
No, not Toryuken. It's like, oh my goodness, where is this? Oh, there it goes. You got the guide right here.
The Pinnacle. Is that what we're talking about? That's at the end of that's the second half of the season.
Nah, not Armor Break.
I've never heard of that before.
Armor Break.
Who's running
I'm pretty
that?
sure. I think it might have been the Toryuken guys. They just probably changed their name. I don't know.
I mean, it's taking place around the same time as Toryuken, I think. Or no, was Toryuken later? I forget.
But yeah, so Armor Break is one. The new tournaments. Pinnacle. It's one of the new ones. Undefeated.
Oh yeah, that's a new one too. Yeah, so Angelic's event over in Arizona, which I heard good things about it. I mean, the stream's always been cool. Like I've only ever watched it as a spectator, but yeah, it's always been a super sick tournament just as a viewer. So
yeah,
I'm glad that and I've heard good things about it. The people who've gone to it. So like I said, he's finally getting an event on CPT. So that'll bring a lot of people out to that tournament, I think.
Wow, it's crazy, right? A Marvel tournament. That is the CPT ranking event.
Shows what happens when you run good tournaments and people enjoy themselves, you know.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Whoever thought. Dubai is getting a ranking event.
Yeah.
Or is it Premiere? I think it's Premiere, right?
Is it a Premiere?
I think it might be a Premiere. I might be wrong. They're not doing a good job.
No, I'm looking at the Premiere schedule. I don't see
Never mind, I see it. Never mind. It's a ranking event.
Yeah.
So I think that's all the stuff I can think of. The new stuff. Oh, they're Never Give Up. No, that was there last year.
Yeah, that was
ranking. Oh, never mind. It's the fight. The fight in Bogota. That's a new one.
Yeah, I think the schedule, it looks pretty well thought out. It doesn't seem as stacked as before. I felt like there's definitely more events last year, but things like this it gives players more time to kind of relax, try and practice a little bit more. They don't feel, and I hope that's the plan. That I hope the whole point of this being 2 seasons is to make it easier for people to be like, oh, well, I qualified this season. All right, I'm good. I ain't got to go to nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of focus on what it. You don't have to. So like, if you can't make it to a bunch of stuff at the beginning of the year, you're not out of you're not out of it. You can be like, all right, well, it restarts after July. I'm good. I can go ahead and make my run next season.
We're going back to China this year. Wild. I hope they're playing on PS4s.
No, hold on, it's definitely going to be on PC again.
Yeah, never mind. I think there might be like some reason why they can't play on PS4. Maybe
it's probably I don't know if it has anything to do with like console copyrights or whatever, but it could also just be that event just has PC sponsors, and maybe they're just obligated to play on that. And Capcom Pro Tour doesn't have any stuff with Sony anymore, so they're not forced to play on PS4. So
understandable.
Okay. Well, we're almost at an hour, so I think that was all I had, man. You got anything else you was feeling, man?
No, I think that was it. I think we touched about everything we could touch on. I mean, should be interesting month to come, right? Yeah. I don't think there's anything special coming up.
Yeah, as far as Street Fighter, I don't think we got anything the next couple of weeks, but so looking at it, I don't think there's anything big this weekend. I'm not sure about next weekend, so we may end up skipping next week, but I'll see. I'll try and see if there's anything we can talk about in general. If not, we got one more week, and then after that, it's isn't it? Actually, hold on. The week after is CE, right? So if we don't do one next week, Friday we got CE.
Oh yeah,
so
the CE special.
So yeah, maybe we might just hold off and do one then, or I'll see if there's anything in the pipeline we can talk about next week. If not, we'll just hold off and maybe, because by then we should know what's going on with Seth. Probably the character, the whole character breakdown should be out of Seth for Seth. So we'll know what's going on with that, and maybe we'll find out if there's any other changes coming in the pipeline. So, you don't sound too confident in that.
I don't know. No.
They got a little bit of tournament data to go off of if they want to, but if things stay the way they are now, I think it'll be a pretty good season. Just judging this off the last 2 tournaments, or actually last 3.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're in a good spot this season, and it's super refreshing to go into a tournament and just see all these characters who you didn't see last season. They're relevant right now. If they stay relevant all season, it'll be, we'll have to see if that stays that way. But right now, man, it's super sick.
Oh boy, I am so sorry about that.
Yeah, I was about to say you was calling me out, but
just don't edit that
turn your fucking phone off.
Wow, I'm gonna edit that one out.
Keeping that.
Okay. That.
But yeah, outside of that, man, you want to go ahead and plug your socials?
Yep. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitter at 4HTim. You can follow me on Twitch, 4H_Tim. So I'm plugging in today.
Okay. You guys can follow me at Boombox Hero on Twitter. I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/Magnegro with a 0 instead of an O. And you can find me on YouTube at I think it's youtube.com/C/Magnegro, or just look up Magnegro, you'll find me. This is where, if you're listening to the podcast, that's where you're at. But if you're not, if this is you just listen to this in some browser tab or whatever somewhere, hey, go sub to me, all right? Do it now. Click on it. Do that shit right now.
Wow.
But hate to be demanding like that, but
Wow.
Hey,
if you just want to go ahead and just $5. $5 is all it takes to sub to me.
I ain't even talking about Twitch. I'm just talking about sub.
I'm talking about Twitch now.
Oh,
if you don't got $5 to sub to me,
what are you doing?
You're just leeching at this point.
What do you think
from
this
my
is?
Channel?
I am a content creator trying to make a living, and you guys can't spend You're gonna spend $5 on your breakfast combo. You can't go spend that for this quality content. Come on,
quality. I'm wearing a do-rag here.
Come on.
You,
man. All right. Well, I think that's it for the show. So, Tim, I appreciate your time as always, man. If you guys have any suggestions for the show or anything you guys want to talk about, topics, if you just have any suggestions as far as the structure of the show or anything you guys think we need to be doing different, hit either of us up on Twitter or drop a comment in the vid. Let us know what's up. We will be looking. I'm on social media every day, so I get back with you guys on it, and we'll take any feedback we can and roll it into the future episodes.
I think the next episode, it's time to bring on a guest.
Okay.
I think it's time to bring on a guest. Maybe we should do like a poll or something. We'll think of a few people in mind. We'll start that poll. We talk with them, see how their schedule will line up with ours, and let's get someone on here to this madness.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. So we'll toss some concepts around and some potential people and see what we can come up with. So okay, all right, man. Well, that's it, man. Y'all have a good one, and we will see you on the other side. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.